Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. I am also a guide to higher dimensional consciousness, and I help my clients to bring themselves back into balance. I help them connect to the wisdom of their soul. So they are operating as the highest version of themselves so that they can bring themselves back into alignment. So welcome to my Soul Sourced Healing Facebook group. Our tribe is growing. We've had a few new members in the last 24 hours and a bunch of new members in the last week. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm happy to have you here in our group on Facebook. You're always welcome to ask questions and give feedback. I am always happy. I'm always monitoring the group. So if you have questions that you would like for me to answer, please feel free to post them in the group. I see Christina is watching today. Hello. Actually, I'm lying because she's right here next to me over here today. She's visiting. We're collaborating today, creating some new and fun things coming up. Anyway, so today in our society and in our world, it appears as if we need some healing. It appears as if there are many, many things that are out of balance. So today I wanted to talk about this because on my own personal journey, oh, hi Diane, thanks for joining today. Nice to see you on here. My own personal journey. I wrote this book, The Simplicity of Self-Healing, after I faced cancer. I found myself waking up every single day terrified of this cancer that appeared to be ravaging my body. Yet when I decided what to do about it, I had to come to a decision. How was I going to handle this? How was I going to move forward? How was I going to bring myself back into balance? How was I going to heal my body? So in my decision-making process, the decision process went something like this. Okay, Lisa, you have a bunch of options. You can have chemotherapy. And my body went, ugh, and it cringed and it felt terrible. That option felt terrible in my body. So I knew that that wasn't the right direction for me to go. My next thought was, well, do I go for radiation or radical surgery? And again, my body cringed. So I knew that that was my inner guidance telling me, no, that's not the way you need to go. But when I thought, I'm the creator of my own reality, and I created this somehow, and I know that if I go inside, I can figure out how I created it and how I could uncreate it. And boom, everything expanded, the energy expanded, the energy lightened up. And I knew that that was my answer. I knew that if I personally went on a medical journey, that the medical world wasn't going to be able to tell me the answers that I needed. And this is my own, this is not a judgment against anybody that has done anything in the medical world, not at all. I am talking about tapping into your own inner guidance. Because when our world gets out of balance, it gets out of balance in our own personal worlds. So when we are facing fear, doubt, guilt, worry, those things are personal to us. And those things that show up for us even if they appear like they're happening out there in the collective, our own reaction is ours, and that's personal. And if our reaction to what's going on in the outside world is fear or guilt or shame or blame, those are our own wobbles. Those are things that don't feel good in our bodies. And those reactions that we have dictate our path forward. If we are reacting to the external reality, and I'm even including my own body, our own bodies are part of this holographic universe. They are part of the physical world. So even if what's happening inside our own bodies, if we're reacting in fear or worry about what's happening in our own bodies, that reaction will determine our path forward. So in order to bring balance and well-being back to the kingdom, we have to bring balance and well-being back to ourselves. And when we're running in fear, we're not in balance. When we're ashamed of ourselves or we're worried about our path, those things are wobbles in our reality. So what I learned on my own personal journey was that the imbalance in my body was simply an imbalance. The imbalance in my body was showing up as the imbalance between my mind and my soul. It was my own internal struggle that was showing up in my physical body. We have 12 strands of DNA. Of those 12 strands, 2 are physical, 10 are non-physical. And those non-physical strands are constantly, in every single nanosecond, those 10 non-physical strands are communicating with the physical strands. The 10 non-physical strands are telling the physical strands what to do. We are body, mind, and soul. The body is physical. The mind and the soul are non-physical. So it's the non-physical parts of ourselves that are communicating with the physical part. Anything that happens to us in our physical body is coming from the non-physical. Our physical bodies are responding to our internal dialogue. So when I was busy running around in fear, in doubt of myself, worried about my future, that fear, that doubt, that worry showed up in my physical body in the form of cancer. Because it was my physical body was showing me what my fears, doubts, and worries looked like. So we are non-physical beings having a physical experience. We are creator beings. It's who we are. It's what we do. We are creating in every moment of every day, whether we're aware of it or not. And for the most part, humanity, for eons of time, we have been unaware that we are creating our reality. For all intents and purposes, we have been asleep. And as we have been asleep and we have been unaware that we are creating our reality, we've just been reacting to the reality around us. And when we react to the reality around us and we see things that we don't like, or people tell us, you have to do this, or you should do this, or why did you do that, Lisa? What were you thinking? And then we respond and go, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why did I do that? Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. And we start to doubt ourselves. And we start to wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get it right? Why did they do that to me? What did I do wrong? And we start living from that platform of what's wrong with me and what did I do wrong and what did I do to deserve this? Like, and every time we ask those questions, we split from our true self. We split from the love and infinite well-being that we are by nature. When we start doubting ourselves, we start doubting our powers, we start giving our power away. When we are living in fear, that fear steals our attention. It sucks the life force energy right out of us. It dims our light. Guilt, worry, shame, blame, all of those things that don't feel good, anything that doesn't feel good is draining our life force energy. It's causing us to dim our light. We are the light of source. Each and every one of us has that light within. When scientists take apart our bodies and they look underneath the microscope, what do they find? They find that every single cell of our body is made up of a bunch of molecules. And those molecules are made up of atoms. And those atoms are made up of little teeny tiny quantum particles of light. Our bodies are literally made of light. You are light. You are the light of source. Each and every one of us is the light. There's just one light. And it shines through all of us in varying degrees. But when we turn our light down, when we doubt ourselves, when we live in guilt or shame or worry or fear, that dims the light. And when we dim our light, we don't feel good. It does not feel good to live in fear. It doesn't feel good to live in worry and guilt and shame and blame and all of the other negative things, the lack. And when we don't feel good, we are in a state of dis-ease, of uneasiness. And that uneasiness, that dis-ease then shows up in our physical reality. Now, this reality it's a fractal universe. So what do I mean by that? I mean by that is that what happens to each and every one of us in our own bodies happens to the human collective on the world scene. The earth is also our body. The earth is the body of our human collective. We live on this beautiful planet. But when we live in states of dis-ease within ourselves, that dis-ease then also corresponds to the collective dis-ease. So right now we have the dis-ease of the collective is in our face right now on this planet. So what do we do about it? How do we heal the dis-ease? The collective dis-ease. What do we do? Well, because it's a fractal universe, we can look at this personally. When each one of us are our own individual consciousness. The collective consciousness is the grouping of all of our consciousnesses together. So in order to experience planetary ease and peace and well-being, it has to come from within. We cannot all be unbalanced individuals and then create a balanced collective. It simply is not possible. Okay, the imbalance in the collective is the collective of our own individual imbalances. So when I learned to rebalance my own body, I learned that I had to take my power back. I had to be able to stop allowing my fears, my guilts, my shames, my debt, my lack, all of those things that were wobbles in my reality, all of those things that were stealing my energy and dimming my light. I had to stop allowing those things to suck my life force energy from me. The cancer that seemed to be staring me in the face, this thing that seemed to be attacking me. I had to stop allowing it to steal my power. I realized that the cancer that appeared to be attacking my body was simply my body showing me my belief. It was showing me the imbalance that I was living with. It was showing me what my own internal imbalance looked like, so I could see it. So what's happening now in our collective is that the imbalances are being brought to the surface so that we can really see them, so that we can look at them. But when I rebalanced my body, what I realized was I didn't have to fix my body, because my body wasn't broken. My body was giving me information. My body was an indicator of what was going on inside. It was the indicator of the internal struggle that I was engaged with. So now, as I cleared out my internal struggles, as I started to clear out the fear and the shame and the worry and the guilt and anything else that was inside that was dimming my light, when I brought myself back into balance, when I started to realize that I am more than just my physical self, I am my soul. And that soul is connected to source. There is one source, and that source is flowing to and through each and every one of us. Each and every one of us is the light of source. And when we turn our own individual lights back on and we shine bright, we bring ourselves and our cells back into balance. The body is designed to heal itself. You don't have to fix the body, but you have to rebalance whatever is out of balance in those 10 non-physical strands of DNA, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings that are out of balance. Those things, the misperceptions of there's something wrong with me, that's the original imbalance. There's nothing wrong with any of us, and there never has been anything wrong with any of us as beings. We are the light of source experiencing ourselves in a physical body. When we take on the physical bodies, we forget that we are source light. We forget the grandness of who we are. And we start to believe that we're smaller, that we're less than, that we're at risk, that we're under attack. None of those things are true. All it means is we have allowed the external reality to start stealing our light, to start dimming our natural radiance. And as we dim our natural radiance, we start to live in states of dis-ease. So in order to heal the collective, we don't have to heal what's broken. We have to heal the dis-ease within ourselves. For as each one of us brings ourselves back into balance by remembering the light that we are and allowing our inner light to shine and start to see through the illusions of fear and doubt and lack and shame and guilt. All of these things, when we stop allowing those energies to steal our light and we reclaim our energy from these illusions, from these wobbles, we start to stand in our own power. We start to shine our light. And our light is love. Our light, when we are in our full light, we are in harmony with the universe. We're in harmony and balance with all things. When we are in harmony and balance inside ourselves, we are in harmony and balance with ourselves. And we are also in harmony and balance with the earth and with all of humanity. Because when we feel good within ourselves, there's nothing that feels better than feeling good. When you fall in love, there's nothing better than that. Like when you're falling in love, you're walking on air. Like life just seems to be magical. Like everything just lines itself up, right? What if you could fall in love with yourself and your life? You don't want to be out of balance. You don't want to bring in any fears or guilts or doubts or worries into that. You don't want to let other people steal your light. You don't want to live out of harmony with the rest of the world. So as we bring ourselves back inside and we start to turn our light back on and we start to love ourselves, we bring ourselves back into balance. And as each and every one of us starts to turn our light back on, the entire collective consciousness starts to light back up. It starts to come back into balance. We start to remember the love that we are. Oh, hey, Allison, thanks for joining. Thanks. I'm glad you like this message. If anybody's watching and you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer anything. But walking around, we need to feel strong in ourselves. We don't need to walk around in fear of the monster in the closet. There is no monster in the closet. What appears to be the monster outside running around is the reflection of our own internal fears. When we stop living in fear, then there's nothing to fear. Our bodies are designed to be naturally resilient. Every single thing that happens in the physical body, in those 2 strands of physical DNA, is coming from the 10 non-physical strands of DNA. There is nothing that is coming from outside. Health is an internal job. When we are in alignment inside, when we have resolved our own internal struggles, there is nothing left to battle. We don't have to battle cancer or battle COVID or battle the government or battle this person or that party. It's time to end the battles. Don't you think? When we end the internal struggle, we heal ourselves and we heal the world. The world is not broken. We don't have to fix it. The world is a reflection of what's going on within. So each and every one of us has an amazing physical, biological vehicle, a shape-shifting organic vehicle that is designed to last. It is designed to take a beating. Like you can break it, you can sprain it, you can do all kinds of crazy things and smash it and crash it, and it just revives itself. It heals itself. You break a bone, the body heals it. You cut your skin, the body reseals it. It is a resilient thing. This body is amazing, and it is designed to directly reflect you. You don't have to worry about anything when you are standing in your power, when you are standing in your own well-being, when you own your well-being. There is nothing that can take that away from you. There is nothing in the entire universe that can steal your well-being from you. But you can give it away by allowing your light to dim. Isn't it time that we stop giving away our well-being? Isn't it time that we stop giving away our internal peace? Isn't it time that we reclaim the brilliance of ourselves and our cells? Isn't it time that we trust ourselves and ourselves? When we walk outside and we're wearing a mask and we're worried all about, what message are you sending to your cells? Say, body, I don't trust you. I don't trust that you can stand up to this invisible enemy. I don't trust you. When we don't trust our bodies, we don't trust ourselves. And we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust each other. Isn't it time to let it all go? Isn't it time to let go of the fighting? Let go of the invisible battles. Let the invisible enemy recede. Let it go. We've been fighting the monster under the bed since we were little kids. We don't need to fight the monster in the closet, the monster under the bed. There is no monster. So this message of healing today, I hope that you found it helpful. You are an amazing being of light. You are the light of source in a body. Shine your light, dear ones. Don't allow the fears, the guilts, the things that you see in the external reality. Don't allow that to steal your light. It's not about turning a blind eye, and it's not about allowing anything to be. Just simply don't allow your light to dim. Don't allow the fear to take over. Don't allow the outrage to steal your energy. Balance, harmony, peace. It's all an inside job. Let's learn to love ourselves so that we can love each other. And look at what has happened to this planet. Okay, what happens to the planet herself is the same thing that happens to our bodies. Look how fast the planet has rejuvenated herself. Look at how fast she has cleared the air. Look how fast the waters have cleared. Look how fast new growth is coming. Look how fast the earth is healing herself. When we leave it alone, it heals itself. When we start trusting our bodies are made of the earth's substance as well. Our bodies will heal themselves exactly the same way Mother Earth is healing herself. And just as rapidly, I might add. So when you start to trust yourself and you start to trust your body, Stop doubting. Let it all go. Let the doubt go. Let the fear go. Let the anger go. Those are the things that dim our light. Those are the things that cause dis-ease and disharmony. The physical world is reflecting what's going on inside in our own consciousness. Don't let the illusion, don't let the external reality steal your power. You are the light of source. Shine that light, turn it back on, own your magnificence, own your greatness, trust your body. Your body is amazing when you allow it to be, when you stop doubting it, when you stop second guessing it. Own your magnificence, own your brilliance, and let your body reflect it for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Therese, thank you for joining. Thank you for your beautiful comments, everyone. If you're watching on YouTube, I have a private Facebook group. It's called Soul Sourced Healing. You're welcome to join that. I post in there almost daily. I'm always monitoring. If people need advice, please feel free to ask. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing. If you want to start looking at your body from a different perspective, it's a short read. It's easy to understand. It just starts to get the mind thinking in a different direction. And I am also available as a guide. I help you bring yourself back into balance. I help you clear out these wobbles so that you can turn your light back on and let your body heal itself. If you need assistance with that, please reach out. My website is connectingyoutoyou.com. You can reach me through there, and I'm always happy to answer. So I offer a free consultation. If you're interested in working with me, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it and see if working with me is your next best step. I have lots of new things coming up, a bunch of things coming down the pipeline. So please stay tuned. Got lots of great stuff coming up. So thank you so much. If I can be of assistance to you, please reach out, send me a private message, send me an email, go through my website, send me a note through there. And until next time, thank you for joining me with Lunch with Lisa. I will be back again next Thursday, 12:30 Eastern in Soul Sourced Healing. So thanks for watching, and until next time, create for yourselves a great day. Bye for now.